Drink soy milk, oat milk, rice milk, almond milk. Don't steal milk from a cow. Be vegan, start right now. Follow that vegan teacher, she will show you how. My vegan dog is still not dead. You gotta quit listening to rumors and get it through your head. Vegan dogs are normal in every way. In fact, they're healthier than most, so order vegan kibble today. Why pay for murder if you don't have to? Stop making excuses and just be vegan too. Call vegan. This is an animal who didn't want to die. This is vegan food, you should give it a try. This was someone's baby that should make you cry. This is vegan food, it should make you smile. It's something you should buy. La 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 la. Oh my god, it's vegan lasagna. La 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 la. Oh my god, it's vegan lasagna. Hello students, welcome to class. Today, as you can see, I'm wearing my Censorship is Dangerous shirt. And the reason that I'm doing that is because this young lady is being censored. And I think censorship is wrong. Now, I might not agree with everything that Amala is saying. However, I do think that she should have a right to express herself. So her channel is called Amala Ekpanobi Unapologetic. And let's just listen to what's going on with her.
Everybody, I had to go live right now because I just had the craziest experience going into an event that I'll be doing next week at Winona State University, and I can't wait to tell you how ridiculous this is. I tried to hop on my own Instagram to talk about this event, and guess what? I am blocked from doing live videos on my own Instagram because apparently the words that I have to say are too controversial, and that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about today.
Okay, so I've never seen her Instagram account, and I have watched several of her videos, but not like everything, and I have never heard her speak badly about anybody. I've simply heard her express her own personal opinions about political issues, current events, so I'm not sure why on earth she would be banned from doing a live on Instagram. This seems crazy.
Because I got a message from one of the students who is organizing an event that I'm doing at Winona State University next week, Friday. And I hope anybody who's near Winona State University is here for this event because it is going to be a doozy.
I don't know where Winona State University is. I don't know what state that is in. Maybe you can let me know in the comments if you know anything about this. And also, if you guys know who Amala is, and you could let her know that I am in support of her, that would be great. You can comment on her site and just say, hey, did you know that that vegan teacher supports your right to freedom of expression? And also, while you have her attention, remind her to watch the important documentaries, Dominion, and also Earthlings. These are really important to watch. And if she only has 5 minutes, get her to watch Dairy is Scary. Thank you. Let's keep going.
An email from one of the students organizing this event this morning. And we now have a letter in the school's newspaper about my event, about me coming onto the campus. And I want to read to you what is written in this. And this is exactly what is wrong with the education system today. It's exactly what's wrong with all of higher education. The fact that we will never have a true liberal education if this sort of ideology persists on our schools' campuses. And you're going to hear construction because there's construction happening in my studio right now. I really don't care because this needs to be talked about. Let's read what is a letter to the editor, a statement on the Epanobi event in Winona State University school newspaper. It says, last year, Amala Ekpanobi spoke at WSU. Ekpanobi's speech included comments that expressed a derogatory attitude towards people with trans and non-binary identities, denials of the existence of institutional or systemic racism, and rejections of the notion that sexism against women is still a problem in U.S. society. These assertions directly contradict our faculty association's position regarding equity and inclusion. Equity and inclusion, the two words that sound so beautiful but mean absolutely nothing other than the fact that they're going to censor people who are coming onto their campus to have a direct discussion with them, their students, their faculty, and to simply express their own opinions. My own opinions. You can choose to share them or you can choose not to. But to say that I should not be allowed on your campus, or that, as this letter states, and we're going to get into it, students and faculty should have a day off for the time that I appear on the campus is ridiculous.
Okay, that does sound absolutely ridiculous. Why should she not be allowed to go there? She's not spewing hate. She's not telling anybody to hurt anybody else. She's just giving her own personal opinions.
Let's keep reading. Our union's equity and inclusion plan states that, quote, "It is imperative that we challenge systemic oppression to empower marginalized members," end quote. When the speech of political provocateurs like Epinobi is elevated on our campus, it creates a climate that is not inclusive and is not safe for our most marginalized faculty. I would love to ask the person who wrote this letter, am I part of a marginalized community? Because last time I checked, I'm half black, I'm a female. We love to talk about how marginalized black people are in this country, but apparently I don't fall within that group.
She doesn't actually believe that she is discriminated against. That is what she's always trying to talk about, at least the videos that I've seen. She's saying that for the most part, the society is not as bad as people think it is, and whether you agree with her or not, you should have a right to express yourself in this society. I think that censorship is quite dangerous. I don't think that any words should be banned. All words. Think of all the bad words that you know. I don't think anything should be bleeped out. I think that people should be able to express themselves, and unless they are actually inciting violence, then let people talk.
Speech is not accepted on your campus. Let's keep reading. To this end, we want to assure every single faculty member on this campus that you have your union's full support if you decide to stay away from Winona State's campus on the day of Epinobi's next presentation.
What? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Just because she's in the building, that's going to offend people so much. Just for her being in the building, they don't even have to be there at her lecture. They don't even have to see her. This is crazy.
I'll ask that you stand in solidarity with any students or staff that express a desire not to be on campus that day. Our union supports everyone's right to entertain and discuss dissident opinions. Really? Do you?
I don't think they do. I think that's a lot of BS.
Because right now you're saying that faculty members and students should be able to stay off your campus simply because I'm being present there? And mind you, this is not an event that students or faculty is forced to go to. I'm in an auditorium, separate from everybody else. It is a free event that people can choose to come to, choose to sit in, and choose to listen to. But apparently, my mere presence on this campus allows students and faculty to stay away.
Why limit it to the campus? Why not just tell people that they can have a day off if you're, on the street? Or just on the planet? I mean, I think the world's gone crazy.
Because I am so scary. A 22-year-old girl who's talking about and expressing conservative values on their campus is too harmful for you to even come to work that day.
Yeah, she looks really scary to me.
And this is what victimhood culture creates. And I know, because I used to be a victim. You guys know that. I used to subscribe myself to this. And 4 years ago, I would have been the same person who said, I don't want to come to campus because a conservative is coming on and they're a threat to my own existence. But now, what I'm seeing is just liberal education being destroyed.
So she's somebody who used to be like that, and she has changed. So that is the part that I find the most fascinating. How much brainwashing has gone on to teach these kids, these people in their 20s and in their early 30s now, that they are victims and that they need to be afraid of people talking. It's ridiculous.
Higher education, colleges, and especially universities are meant to be places where your opinions are challenged.
Absolutely agree, 100%.
Your views are challenged, where you bring on different speakers of different backgrounds.
Agreed. Different speakers, different backgrounds. Even if you don't agree with what they're saying, we should be protecting their right to say it.
Different ideologies to come and speak to you and see what resonates with you. And if my speech doesn't resonate with you, that is okay.
Exactly. You don't have to agree with everything she says, but you should have the right to speak, and you should be standing up for her right to speak. I want everybody who is in my audience to go over to her channel and to say that you support her right to speak, even if you don't support exactly what she's saying. You don't have to agree with her words, but we should be protecting the right to freedom of expression. Censorship is wrong and it is dangerous. I was kicked off of TikTok just for talking about protecting animals. It's ridiculous. You know, I used to think it was mostly vegan phobia, but now that I see what else is going on, it is much worse. It is everywhere. Everyone who has a different opinion, everyone who tries to make somebody feel guilty or tries to make somebody see another side is immediately canceled. It's not healthy. It's very dangerous.
To turn around and say that my speech is harmful or derogatory or asserts a position that is going to commit an act of harm against
there's no harm. There's no harm going to happen just because she's talking.
Buddy, is false. Words are not violence.
Exactly. Words are not violence. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but names and words will never hurt me. You just duck out of the way. Yeah, they might hurt your feelings, but get over it.
And even if they were, I don't say anything violent.
Exactly, she doesn't. I've never heard her say anything violent. She just expresses her opinions, which are different, which are more right-wing leaning.
I simply state my own opinions. And yes, my own opinions do assert, as they said in this article, that yes, there are two genders. I'm sorry. And anybody who knows anything about sex or gender, as we now call it, will tell you the exact same thing.
So if you don't agree with her, say why you don't agree with her. Or just don't go to her lectures. Don't go to her talks. But she has a right to her opinion. She has a right to say what she thinks and feels.
Is my opinion. Can you think things different to that? Absolutely, you can. I do deny the existence of institutional or systemic racism in the United States of America, and I'm sitting in front of people telling them as a half-black individual that I deny the existence of it. And if you have something to substantiate the claim that there is systemic racism in America, by all means, come to the speech and give me your claim. And the last time I was on this campus, I was protested by 40 plus students outside this event. I walked right up to them, and there's a whole video you can watch on this. I confronted them and said, hey, you guys should come into my speech, listen to what I have to say, and if you disagree, you will be the first in line. You can tell me you disagree as soon as the Q&A.
I thought that was really open of her. I actually saw her talking to that group of people, and that's pretty brave of her to go up to them and say that. And many of them said, no, we just don't want to go in, and they didn't even want to talk to her on the microphone.
Q&A starts, and we can go back and forth and have this conversation. That invitation still stands. But instead, what faculty members and students are going to do at this campus is choose not to show up to school the day that I'm present when they could actually come and voice their opinion.
What are we teaching kids? How wimpy is society? Listen, I don't think we need to watch any more of this. If you want to go and watch her channel, I encourage you to go and subscribe to her, watch her videos. She's very interesting, even if you don't agree with everything she says. But while we have her on screen here, Amala, I want to remind you, we need you on our side to be vegan. We need you to learn what happens to the animals. We need you to be different than other right-wingers. We need you to be different than other conservatives. And we need you to be one of the first people to come out and to say, you know what? That vegan teacher has a good point. We need to start protecting animals. We need to stop exploiting them. We need to stop using them. We need to abolish animal exploitation across the board.
The egg industry is just a cycle of misery. They lie to you endlessly. Don't buy eggs, walk away. Go to egg-truth.com today.
We don't need bigger cages. We don't need to treat these slaves as in a better way. We need to abolish the slavery that animals are involved in against their will. Animals don't want to be ridden on. They don't want to be eaten. They don't want to be sexually assaulted. They don't want to be raped and forced to be pregnant against their will. Animals, like cows, don't want their baby is removed. They don't want their calves removed. They don't want humans to steal their milk. Animals don't want anyone to steal their eggs, their bodies, their lives, their freedom. Amala, we need you to be vegan. So join us. Thanks to everybody for watching. And if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so. Subscribe, press the notification bell, and help us get the animals out of hell, and help us also open the door and open the minds of people so that we can get rid of censorship and get everything out there. And that includes the footage that animal rights activists film, which is consistently blocked from being shown. And that is why we have a speciesist world right now, because we're not even allowed to show you what goes on, what happens to these animals before they end up on your plate as they suffer every minute of their lives in Holocaust-like conditions. Thank you for being here. See you all in the next video.
Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's help her save